It is an all too familiar sound in an always tense part of the world. Dozens more rockets fired towards Israel today. Israelis are firing back at Gaza, and there's no end to it, at least not in the near future. Good evening. Our big story at 6, rising tensions and a rising death toll from the fighting in Israel and Gaza.
We know that at least 100 people have been killed in these latest attacks. There are discussions about a ceasefire, but that hasn't stopped the rocket launches and airstrikes. Now preparations are underway for a ground battle. Scott THUMAN is following developments in the Middle East unrest. He's live in the Satellite Center with the latest. Scott?
Yeah, Gordon, Maureen, you talked about the discussions that are ongoing, and here's the very latest. This afternoon, President Obama called Egypt's president, who's mediating those ceasefire talks, and pressed for Hamas to end rocket fire into Israel. He also called Israel's prime minister, offering condolences for losses there. The U.S. not shy about taking a side in this fight.
On both sides of the border, there is 24-hour fear, from street skirmishes to sirens warning of incoming Israeli missiles or Palestinian rockets.
Whoa, take him now, take him now. There was just a rocket either fired.
After 6 days of fighting, the deaths are adding up. Some indicate roughly 100 killed, 1,000 wounded in Gaza, including innocents.
The babies were under the rubble here. I don't believe it. My 2 children. They are priceless to me.
In Israel, only 3 reported deaths, thanks in great measure to this. What's called the Iron Dome, a defense system that's intercepted a majority of rocket fire headed into Israel. But despite ceasefire discussions taking place in Egypt, escalation is also possible. Thousands of Israeli troops are now amassing at the border for a possible ground invasion.
Well, the Minister of Defense has instructed the IDF to be ready, to be prepared for all options.
Back in Washington, worries over a full-scale war.
We have said again and again we want to see any leaders with influence use it to help the parties de-escalate.
And because there's a constant effort here to validate or justify each side's actions, there's kind of a bizarre development in all this. The Israeli Defense Forces have been nonstop tweeting out explanations after they target certain sites, why they do so, why they call off some attacks, and even providing links to articles labeling Hamas a terror group. Maureen?
Thank you so much, Scott.